Hello Scorpios, Moon Rising and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Scorpio, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking in each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Scorpio, let's get started. Okay, so for the overall energy for this connection, we do have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And then we also have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay. It looks like there's somebody here that wants to reconcile with you. I'm also getting an overall energy of them obviously wanting your forgiveness with the forgiveness card coming out here. But we'll see what else we can get here. We're going to focus on you first, and then we'll jump over to your person and their energy. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. Okay. How does Scorpio currently view this relationship? All right, Scorpio, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, with the 10 of Wands coming out here, this to me feels like you finally released someone or something out of your life that was basically making your life harder. Not necessarily easier, but harder. So it kind of looks like you finally released whatever this thing was that was basically making your life harder, not easier. And it more than likely was a person that you decided to release out of your life. Now, with the Ace of Cups to the Page of Pentacles coming out here, I feel like you did learn a lot from this previous relationship that you were a part of. I feel like this previous relationship essentially taught you what it is that you truly want and desire within a person, what it is that you don't want and desire within a person and a relationship. So it kind of looks like you have a much better understanding now of what to essentially look for within a person now that you went through this experience with this person from your past. Now, with all of that being said, let's look at this person that decides to show up here for you to the right of me. How does this person currently view this relationship with Scorpio? How does this person currently view this relationship with Scorpio? How does this person currently view this relation? Okay, let's see. We have the King. Okay, wait a second. We got the King of Pentacles to the King of Cups. And then we also have the World out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Empress to the Fool. Okay, so these are like phases, I would say, this person's going through. This person from your past anyways. Kind of looks like they go from, you know what, I'm just going to let Scorpio go. I'm going to let them go. If they want to walk out of my life, fine, whatever, who cares? You know what I mean? So it kind of looks like when you did decide to walk out of this person's life, this person just let you walk, okay? They didn't put up a fight. They didn't try to stop you. They just turned around and instantly just accepted the fact that you didn't want anything to do with them and that you were done with them. But it kind of looks like this person is experiencing a complete 180. It's like they go from whatever, it is what it is, to like, wait a minute, I can't lose them. Now, I do see this person coming back around your way, you know, claiming that they've essentially changed or that they're going to change. It's one or the other. They're either going to tell you that they've changed or that they're going to change. It's basically what I'm getting. It's literally one or the other. I do want to look at the World, though. Tell me more about the World. Tell me more about the World. Okay, we got the Page of Wands to the Two of Wands, and then we also have the Chariot. Now, you did show up as an Empress. The person that sits in the Chariot is the Emperor, making it a true pair situation here between you and this person. The reason why this person's experiencing a 180 / all of a sudden change of heart is because this person knows that they're not going to necessarily find anyone better than you. So they go from, it is what it is, to wait a minute, I can't lose Scorpio. So we do see them gravitating towards you. Now, as far as like them essentially changing is concerned, that's obviously something that I would like to kind of look into a little bit more, because there is a possibility that this person, you know, I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say that this person has changed, because change doesn't necessarily happen overnight. So let's just be a little bit realistic. This person does come back around your way telling you that they've officially changed. Don't believe them. Don't believe anybody who tells you that they essentially, you know, changed, you know, overnight, because nobody changes overnight. We all have the power and the ability to change. It just takes time. You know, it's a whole process. So, you know, there is a huge possibility this person's very serious about changing. But as far as like, oh yeah, I'm a changed man, I'm a changed woman, yeah, don't believe them if they tell you that, because nobody changes overnight. Nobody changes overnight. Maybe this separation, you know, between the two of you really did, you know, open this person's eyes and cause this person to realize that they don't want to be without you. But in order to, you know, be with you and make this relationship between the two of you work, it does require them to change. More than likely, that's what occurred. So maybe they're putting forth the effort now towards essentially changing, and becoming the person that you need by your side. But as far as like, yeah, I'm a changed man, I'm a changed woman, no. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we're going to look a little bit more into like whether or not they're actually serious, you know what I mean, about changing. But how does Scorpio feel? Oh, okay. So Scorpio, we do see this person resurfacing back up here for you. Okay, so this is just acting as a double confirmation that they will be resurfacing back up here for you, wanting to essentially make things right with you. The Six of Pentacles is basically the minor to the Justice card, which is all about balancing things out and making things right, which they do want to make things right with you. They do want you to give them a second chance to make this right. Now, here's the thing. With the Three of Swords coming out here, that's kind of telling me that you feel like your heart just can't take it anymore. Like, you feel like your heart just can't take another disappointment or another letdown from this person, which is causing you to essentially feel like you just need to kind of keep things as is between the two of you, which is basically over. No matter how much it may hurt you to do this, a lot of you feel like it's just something that you have to do, right? Is to just keep things as is, right? Between the two of you, which is basically over. Okay. Kind of looks like you don't want this relationship between the two of you to come to an end. Kind of looks like you wanted nothing more for your relationship with this person to work, but kind of looks like they just kept doing things on their end that was bringing nothing but pain and stress and, you know, suffering, I would say, into your life. And you just feel like you just can't take it anymore. Okay. How does this person feel? Okay. We have the Devil. We do have the Lovers. We have the Ten of Swords. And then we also have the Six of Cups. I'm getting like a guilt-tripping energy, though, coming from this person. I'm getting a guilt-tripping energy. It's like this person is going to find themselves guilt-tripping you the moment that you turn around and reject this person. Tell them, no, that's it, I'm done. I am getting that. Like, for example, let's just say that you guys have a family together. This person might even go as far as to say, like, you know, you're really going to walk away from this. You know, you're not thinking about the kids and how they're going to be affected by all of this. You need to think about that. And they're going to be so hurt and devastated. We got to make this work for the kids. And we got to make this work, you know. I am getting that. Yeah, this person is just going to try to guilt trip you in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you guys obviously don't have kids, they're not going to use that against you, but they're definitely going to use something against you in hopes that it gets you to essentially feel bad and reconsider this relationship is basically what I'm getting. It's like this person wants you to think about how this decision of yours is going to affect the child and or children that you guys have with one another, or how this is going to affect them. I'm also getting, you know, them throwing, you know, the life that the two of you essentially built with one another in your face. Like, you're really just going to toss it all away, you know. It's interesting that this person wants you to put so much thought into, you know, the family that you guys have with one another and the life that you guys have built with one another. You know, that I find that to be very, you know, interesting, because I don't feel like this person stopped to think about the family that they share with you before they did what they did, or the life that they essentially built with you before they did what they did. So they're asking something of you that they themselves can't even do. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's keep going. Tell me more about the world. Just one more time. One more time. All right, we have the Five of Swords to the Chariot, and then we also have the... Okay, see, this is another issue that I'm really having with this person. as much as I want to give this person the benefit of the doubt, it's kind of hard, right? Because for one, they're either claiming that they've essentially changed, and if they tell you that they're a changed man or a changed woman, don't believe them, because nobody changes overnight. Now, if this person tells you that they're going to essentially change and you're having a difficult time believing them due to your history with them, they're kind of, sitting in this energy of, well, you just need to take my word for it. I feel like this person is spending way too much time trying to convince you that they're going to change instead of actually putting in the work to change. That's the biggest issue that I'm having with this person. It would have been nice to see this person actually putting forth the effort towards essentially changing and becoming the man that you need by your side, or the woman that you need by your side. But they're spending more time trying to convince you that they will essentially change instead of showing you through their actions that they're putting in the work, you know what I mean, to actually change. So that's another issue that I would say I'm having with this person. And then the whole them guilt tripping you and, oh, you need to think about how this decision of yours is going to affect our kids, and you're really going to just toss away everything that we've built with one another. Really, you're really going to do that? Like, I can't believe you. It's like, I don't know, I just don't like the way that they're going about this, but that's just me. What actions will Scorpio take towards this person or moving forward? We got the Page of Wands to the High Priestess, and then we also have the Seven of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this is what Spirit wants you to do moving forward, okay? Regardless of what's going on between you and this one over here and what they're claiming, what they're saying, I feel like this is what Spirit wants you to do. This is what you're being divinely guided to do. Instead of focusing on them and this relationship that you once upon a time had with them, Spirit really does want you to take this time out to reconnect with yourself, and focus on you and your growth and your expansion and your career and, your business if you have one, and your education. Like, you spend way too much time focusing on them and your relationship with them, that it's time that you start focusing on yourself. So this is what Spirit wants you to essentially do. So if you are, for the most part, on the fence about, well, let me take that back. If you are considering, for example, taking this person back, before you take this person back and decide to reconcile with this person, what Spirit really wants you to do first is take this time that you're spending away from this person to reconnect with yourself and find yourself all over again, and just focus on you and focus on the things that you want to improve about yourself or about your life, and then revisit this all over again. If you want to take them back, then fine. If you don't, then don't. But I feel like something's going to change within you when you tap back into yourself and reconnect with yourself. I think that something's going to drastically change within you that might influence you to not take them back, or it may influence you to take them back. Either which way, I just kind of feel like Spirit needs you to do this first. Spirit needs you to just focus on you and reconnect with yourself, because once you're able to focus on you and reconnect with yourself, you'll be able to make a much better decision in reference to them and what you plan on doing with them, whether it's to take them back or not. But if it's one thing that I will say is this: once you do this, what Spirit wants you to do, you need to keep in mind that this person is spending way more time trying to convince you that they are going to change or that they have changed than actually putting forth the effort towards showing you that this person is putting in the work to change. And that's the biggest issue that I have with this person, because the likelihood, right, of you taking this person back and going through the same old is very likely to happen, because they're just throwing a bunch of words at you hoping that it freaking sticks. You see what I mean? But in this particular situation, you want to go based off of their actions, not necessarily their words, because we could sit here and say anything. You know what I mean? Like, we could sit here and say anything to anybody. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they're doing. They're sitting here talking a good game, but they don't really have anything to show for it. Like, their actions are not reflecting that they're putting forth the effort towards making this relationship between the two of you work. And the whole guilt tripping you, I also don't like that. This to me feels like you're dealing with somebody who has a difficult time taking accountability. They can't take accountability for their actions and their behavior and how they affected their relationship with you and destroyed their relationship with you. Instead of them focusing on that, they rather focus on oh, I can't believe you're doing this, Scorpio. I mean, what about the kids? And you're not thinking about the kids, and you're just being selfish, and you're only thinking about yourself, and you're really going to throw away, you know, this relationship and this life that we built with one another. Really? I can't believe you. I can't believe you. But that's my thing. It's like they didn't stop to think about all of these things. They didn't think about the life that they built with you, or the family that they had with you before they did what they did. You see what I mean? So it's like, then there's that. You know what I mean? This is why I feel like Spirit just wants you to leave this entire situation alone and just reconnect with yourself all over again, because I feel like once you do, your perception of them in life in general, it's going to change, and it's going to help you make a better decision in regards to like what you should do moving forward, whether that's to get back with them or to not get back with them. You see what I mean? But this is why Spirit needs you to do this first. Okay, so we do have the Chariot, you got the Five of Pentacles, and then we also have the Hierophant. Yeah, I think that this person is realizing that they really do have their work cut out here for them when it comes down to you, because this person thought, well, if I could just, you know, convince them into thinking I'm going to change, they'll for sure, you know, they'll for sure take me back. You know what I mean? And that's not working. You know, I feel like this person's using a very old strategy on you that they've used on you so many freaking times before, and it's just not working this time. And they're realizing that. They're definitely realizing that. They're definitely realizing that. It just would be nice to see this person putting forth the effort towards showing you through their actions, you know what I mean? Than sitting up here and telling you that they're going to change. Listen, if you are considering taking this person back, don't take this person back until their words start to match up with, you know, their actions. Because if their words don't match up with their actions, Scorpio, the likelihood of you going through the same old is bound to essentially happen. Make this person work for a spot in your life all over again. Make them work for it. If this person chooses to not work for it, that's all you need to know, is that they don't really care to change or have the desire to change, and then leave it at that and save yourself from more heartbreak and pain. But do this first. Reconnect with yourself, because I feel like it's going to help you better determine what you're going to do with this one, you know, moving forward. But don't take this person back until you make them work for it, and prove to you that they're actually putting forth the effort towards essentially changing. All right? So that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.